Imagine stumbling onto a forgotten Mayan city, hidden by jungle, unknown to history, and untouched for centuries, by accident. That's exactly what happened when modern explorers, using new tools and old maps, uncovered a massive lost city buried in the dense Central American rainforest. This wasn't a small village. It had temples, pyramids, causeways, and carvings no one had seen in over 1,000 years. It rewrote what we thought we knew about the Maya, and proved their civilization was even more advanced and expansive than anyone realized. You're watching Interestingly Quick, and this is the incredible story of how one of history's greatest civilizations resurfaced by complete chance. Central America's jungle is dense, humid, and nearly impenetrable. For centuries it swallowed entire cities. Temples disappear under vines. Pyramids look like hills. That's why even though we know the Maya built hundreds of cities, many are still missing. Hidden beneath green, it's easy to walk past a temple and never know it. This environment protects history while completely burying it. And unless you're specifically looking, or incredibly lucky, you might never notice the past staring right at you. The rediscovery of this Mayan city didn't happen during a high-budget expedition. It began with a random flyover using LiDAR, a laser mapping technology that reveals what's under thick jungle. A small team, surveying terrain for unrelated research, noticed strange shapes under the canopy, straight lines, right angles, and unnatural mounds. That's not how nature works. When the images were processed, the outlines of a massive city emerged. Roads, plazas, pyramids, and buildings, all invisible to the eye, but now fully mapped in glowing green. This wasn't just a few ruins. It was a sprawling urban center, stretching over dozens of square miles. Researchers identified thousands of structures, from pyramids and temples to homes, canals, and elevated highways. Some parts were as complex as downtowns of modern cities. The scale shocked archaeologists. It proved the Maya were even more urbanized and organized than previously thought, capable of supporting massive populations, engineering large-scale infrastructure, and managing sophisticated agriculture in harsh environments. What made this find different was its isolation. It wasn't connected to any known Mayan capital. That suggests this was part of a forgotten political power, a kingdom not recorded in surviving glyphs or Spanish accounts. Its architecture resembled major cities like Tikal or Calakmul, but with unique features, including unknown iconography and unusual building patterns. This city wasn't a copy. It was a rival, possibly an independent kingdom that thrived, collapsed, and was erased before modern historians ever knew it existed. The layout revealed high levels of engineering, raised roads connecting distant parts of the city, irrigation canals, artificial reservoirs, and defensive walls. Some of the stone highways stretched for miles, raised to avoid flooding. The water systems alone show a deep understanding of landscape and seasonal change. This was no tribal village. It was designed with intention and vision, an engineered city built to last, even if its memory didn't. The level of planning suggests centralized leadership, skilled labor, and a deep cultural investment in permanence. What makes the story so incredible is how completely unexpected it was. The region had been visited before. Hikers, researchers, even tourists had passed nearby. But without LiDAR, all they saw was forest. The jungle is the ultimate disguise. Only when you scan from above, with lasers penetrating every leaf, does the real shape of the earth emerge. That's why this wasn't just a discovery, it was a revelation. We now know the jungle holds far more than we ever imagined. And this might be just the beginning. Once boots hit the ground, researchers found that the city hadn't been looted or destroyed. Inside crumbled temples and collapsed palaces were intact artifacts. Ceramics, tools, altars, and even murals. Some pieces bore unknown glyphs, hinting at a dialect or writing system that hasn't been deciphered. That's incredibly rare. Most ancient cities are raided before science arrives. But this one was sealed by nature, untouched, undisturbed. It offers a rare chance to see how a Mayan city looked before the modern world ever knew it existed. Interestingly, local indigenous stories had long spoken of a city in the forest, abandoned and cursed, but for years scholars ignored those stories. After the LiDAR find, elders confirmed landmarks that matched the imagery. Their oral history described a once great place that vanished into the trees. This moment of convergence between science and tradition proved one thing: sometimes legends are just history waiting to be proven. And sometimes The people living closest to the past are the ones who remember it best. The city's sudden disappearance raised another question: why was it abandoned? Layers of sediment, ash, and structural damage suggest it was hit by both environmental stress and internal conflict. Droughts, resource exhaustion, and possibly warfare with neighboring powers may have caused a slow decline. But the ruins show no signs of fire or conquest, just sudden silence. This site offers a time capsule to study how complex societies fall, and what lessons might still apply today. Though the city was forgotten by scholars, it was never truly lost. Nature covered it, people passed nearby, legends remembered it. But it took the right tool, at the right moment, to bring it back into the light. Its rediscovery is a reminder that history is never fully written. Some stories lie just under the surface, waiting for us to ask the right questions or simply look from the right angle. In this case, accident and technology came together to pull one city out of the shadows. This isn't just about walls and stones. It's about people, their beliefs, their language, their legacy. Murals show complex rituals, music, family life, and mathematical knowledge. The glyphs suggest a new branch of Mayan culture, previously undocumented. Every unearthed object, every symbol, is a voice from a time long gone, finally heard again. And for the descendants of the Maya who still live across Central America, it's a profound validation. Your ancestors were builders, astronomers, artists, and leaders with cities that rivaled anything else on Earth. The technology behind the discovery, LIDAR, is now changing archaeology everywhere. In the past 5 years alone, it's revealed hundreds of lost Mayan sites, including city complexes much larger than previously thought. This single tool has flipped our understanding of pre-Columbian America. The jungle isn't empty. It's full of history, covered by time, but not erased. And as LIDAR becomes more accessible, we'll likely see many more cities emerge, their stories finally told, their architects remembered. While this city's rediscovery is dramatic, it's not alone. Other major finds in Belize, Guatemala, and Mexico suggest the Maya had dense networks of urban centers, connected by trade and shared culture. This city adds a major piece to that puzzle. And if it was found by accident, imagine what's still out there. On the other side of a ridge, beneath another patch of trees, or hiding in an unprocessed scan. This is just the tip of an archaeological iceberg that's about to surface. The rediscovery raises urgent questions. How do we protect this site? Who gets to study it? Who gets to tell its story? Looting, tourism, and development all pose threats. Local governments and indigenous leaders are working with archaeologists to manage access carefully. But the clock is ticking. Once a secret is out, it's hard to keep it safe. This isn't just about discovery. It's about respecting what's been found and making sure the future doesn't erase what the past preserved for so long. In the end, this lost city isn't just an accident. It's a comeback, a second chance for a story that almost vanished. The people who built it are gone, but their voices echo through stone, soil, and symbol. And now, because of a miscalculated scan or a lucky pass overhead, they're speaking again. The jungle tried to keep their secret, but history, once uncovered, refuses to stay silent. One forgotten Mayan city, found by accident, remembered forever. And that's the true story of a lost Mayan city that slept for 1,000 years, until one glitch, one scan, one curious eye brought it roaring back. If this blew your mind, drop a like, comment your favorite detail, and subscribe to Interestingly Quick for more real discoveries that feel like myths. Until next time, stay curious and remember the past is still out there.